A man stands quietly watching his son get ready. His son tells him not to worry, he's old enough to take care of himself. There's a quiet look in the man's eyes. He's about to leave on a business trip, and saying goodbye is never easy. The boy jokes that maybe his dad is worried about girls. Then he adds that if his dad goes away for work, maybe he'll come back with a new mom. The man feels a flicker of annoyance. His son is always full of surprises. Before leaving, the boy asks for a souvenir. The man watches him go, the grin lingering in his mind. One day, the man is watching TV. A news report tells of a terrible event, a school shooting in Texas. He snatches up his phone and starts to dial. The silence presses in around him. Days later, under a rainy sky, the man stands quietly at a funeral. The people around him speak in low voices. They talk about what happened. They talk about his son. The man says nothing. He just stands there alone. The next morning, the man jolts awake. Something heavy is pressing on his chest. For a second, he thinks it might be his son. Still groggy, he opens his eyes. But it's not. It's a little bear. Then, the bear speaks. Hello. The man freezes, then he screams. His voice echoes through the quiet station. Just then, his boss walks by, pauses at the open door and asks what's going on. The man lifts the bear with shaky hands. He insists, it talked. His boss barely reacts. Says it's just a toy. Maybe he needs more sleep. The man stares. He swears he's telling the truth. Later, when the room is quiet again, the man finds himself wondering about the little bear. The bear simply says, he's a bear. Of course he knows that. What he really wants to know is, why is he here? Where's his mother? But the little bear doesn't have an answer. So the man takes him outside, says he doesn't belong here, he should go home. But something feels off. The little bear looks up at him, eyes wide with hope. The man sighs, calls him a silly bear. And yet, he can't quite put him down. So he brings him back inside. He calls him Teddy. The little bear seems to like the name, as if he's hearing one for the first time. The man says he'll take Teddy to a special area where polar bears sometimes go. Maybe the mother will come looking for him. He gets ready, puts Teddy inside his coat, and heads out into the snow. Along the way, the little bear mentions something important. His mother has a scar near one eye. Eventually, they reach a signpost marked with a clear bear symbol. The man sets Teddy down and says this is where polar bears sometimes pass. If his mother comes, Teddy will know her by the scar. He reminds him to stay hidden from people who might not be kind. Then he turns to leave. The wind picks up. He hesitates, glancing back as a small voice calls out behind him. The little bear says he's already waited 3 days. No one came. Then, softly, he asks, will he help find his mother? Something in that voice makes the man's chest tighten. It sounds too much like his son. He holds his breath. He can't believe what he's hearing. After a while, the man sets off with his team. The little bear tags along, scanning the white horizon for any sign of his mother. At one point, he slips into a hole. But thankfully, he's not hurt. They keep going. As the day fades and the sky begins to darken, they return to the station in silence. The man sighs, discouraged. Still no sign of the mother. The little bear quietly asks if they're giving up, but the man says they have to stop for now since it's getting late. After a moment, Teddy wonders what the man does for work. The man replies that he studies the stars. Teddy tilts his head like he's wondering if stars are only in the sky. The man smiles and says that stars are in the sky, but they're also in his computer. For him, it's the same thing. Suddenly, Teddy grows sleepy. He looks up and says, "Hold me." The man is surprised, but he picks him up right away. As he carries the little bear, he remembers what it felt like to hold his son in the same way. He whispers a promise to find the mother no matter what. That night, they sleep side by side. The next morning is bright. Outside, a small group of people has gathered. Curious, the man steps out and asks what's going on. A young woman says they found a polar bear in a crevasse on their way here. He quickly asks, "Did she have a scar near her eye?" The woman nods. The man stops talking and looks worried. Inside, Teddy is already awake, asking if they'll look for the mother again today. The man glances at his screen and says he's busy. A quiet moment passes. He looks down to see the little bear sitting patiently, waiting. Teddy says he'll wait until the man is done. The man pauses, thinking. After a moment, he gets to his feet and tells the little bear to get ready. They're heading out. Teddy's face lights up. As they walk, he wonders aloud, could this path lead to his mother? The man says it will. They walk until the sun sets. The sky begins to sparkle with stars. They return to the same spot as before. Teddy looks around, puzzled. Why are they back here? But the man tells him to trust him. They sit together in the snow. Then the man says, "Look." For a while, they sit in silence, watching as the sky blooms with stars. The man points upward, tracing a group of stars. He shows Teddy the North Star. Teddy stares. Amazed, the stars around it form a shape, a small bear, just like the man said. He smiles. It looks just like him. The man softly explains that, in the sky, the little bear is always close to its mother. His thoughts drift to a memory. His son once pointed at those same stars and said they looked like the two of them. They remain side by side, soaking in the calm of the night. Then Teddy speaks, his voice small. He wonders if this means he'll never see his mother again. There's no reply at first, but he continues. He believes she's still out there. She would never leave him. At last, the man begins to speak. He shares the story of his son, how he lost him, and how the sadness never really went away. But when he looks at the stars, it feels like they're not so far apart. Teddy listens, then softly speaks up. He'll stay, and asks if the man will stay too. A smile spreads across the man's face. Of course he will. His eyes shine as he looks back at the stars. Side by side in the silent snow, a man and a little bear share a quiet promise, a new beginning born from loss. And under the vast, endless sky, hope glimmers like the distant constellations they watch together. And that's the end of the story. Thanks for watching.